For 50 years, I had worked hard to provide for my family. For weeks, they kept saying, "Just wait, Archie. Something big is coming for your birthday." My wife, Jessica, smiled mysteriously whenever I asked. "Be patient," she said. When the day arrived, I came home early excited. The house was empty. No note, no call. Hours passed before I saw it on Facebook. My wife, my kids, my in-laws, all at a tropical beach resort. My son Tyler wrote, "He won't even notice we're gone. LOL. I didn't comment. I didn't call. I just watched. 3 days later, my WhatsApp flooded with 47 desperate messages begging me. Before I tell you what happened next, let me know where you're watching from. And hit that subscribe button if you've ever felt invisible to the people who should see you most. My name is Archie Williams, a 49-year-old marketing executive at a national firm. By all outward appearances, I had everything a man could want. A beautiful home in the suburbs of Chicago. A successful career spanning over 2 decades. And most importantly, a family I had dedicated my entire adult life to. My wife Jessica and I were high school sweethearts. 22 years of marriage had given us 2 wonderful children. 17-year-old Tyler and Maddie, who had just turned 20 and was home from her sophomore year of college for the summer break. The first mention of something big came about 3 months before my birthday, when Jessica casually dropped hints during dinner. "Your 50th is a milestone, Archie," she said, a playful smile dancing on her lips. "We have to make it special." Turning 50 stirred complicated feelings inside me. Pride in what I had accomplished, certainly, but also a nagging feeling that time was slipping through my fingers faster than I could grab it. The gray at my temples had spread steadily across my head, and the morning stiffness in my joints served as a daily reminder of my advancing years. I had always been what some might call a workaholic. 60-plus-hour weeks had been my norm for the past 15 years. The corner office, the company car, the healthy college funds for both kids, none of it came without sacrifice. My sacrifice. Last year had brought a health scare, nothing major, but enough to make me reevaluate. Minor chest pains during a presentation led to a doctor strongly suggesting I find better balance. I had made genuine efforts since then, leaving the office by 6 p.m., when possible, making it to more of Tyler's baseball games, having actual conversations with Maddie about her psychology studies, instead of just nodding while checking emails. The family seemed to appreciate my renewed presence. Jessica commented multiple times how nice it was to have me actually mentally present at dinner. This made the increased birthday hints from all family members feel especially meaningful. Perhaps they had noticed my efforts after all. Jessica became unusually secretive. I would walk into rooms to find her quickly ending phone calls. Family meetings would disperse when I appeared. My in-laws, Robert and Linda, started visiting more frequently. They too would exchange knowing glances whenever my birthday was mentioned. "Your father-in-law and I are so excited about your birthday plans," Linda told me during Sunday brunch before Jessica shot her a warning look. Several times I overheard whispered conversations that abruptly stopped when I entered the room. Once I caught Tyler and Maddie hunched over a laptop, frantically closing tabs when they noticed me. "Just school stuff," Dad Tyler said unconvincingly. The week before my birthday, Jessica casually asked about my passport. "It is still valid, right?" "Just checking," she said with a wink that set my mind racing. Could they be planning an international trip I had always wanted to see Italy? For the first time in my career, I requested my birthday off work. My boss seemed genuinely surprised, but pleased. "About time. Archie," he said, clapping me on the shoulder. The night before the big day, Jessica prepared my favorite meal pot roast with all the fixings. She was more affectionate than usual, kissing my cheek repeatedly. The kids seemed excited too, exchanging secret smiles across the dinner table. "Tomorrow is going to be amazing," Dad Maddie said, squeezing my hand. Birthday morning started normally enough. Jessica made pancakes, my traditional birthday breakfast. The kids gave small gifts, a tie from Tyler and a book from Maddie. Nothing extravagant, but they assured me the main event was still to come. As I prepared to head out for a few morning errands, Jessica kissed me deeply at the door. "The real celebration begins when you get home," she whispered. "Be back by 3, okay?" I spent the day in pleasant anticipation, picking up a bottle of expensive champagne and flowers for what I assumed would be an evening of celebration. My colleagues had arranged a small surprise lunch complete with cake and cards. I left early, eager to discover what my family had planned. The moment I pulled into our driveway, something felt off. No cars. The house looked dark, despite the afternoon. Sunday. I called out as I entered, the echo of my voice bouncing through empty rooms. No response. "Jessica, kids." I moved through each room, confusion growing with every step. No decorations. No sign of party preparations. Nothing. Hours passed. My calls went straight to voicemail. My texts remained unread. Confusion turned to concern, then to a gnawing anxiety. Had there been an accident? Should I call hospitals? As evening approached, my phone pinged with a social media notification. A friend had commented, "Looks amazing. Enjoy." That is when I saw it. Jessica had posted a series of photos. My wife, my children, and my in-laws lounging on pristine white sand. Crystal blue waters behind them. Tropical drinks in hand. The timestamp showed they had arrived that morning precisely when Jessica was supposedly preparing for my big surprise. My son's comment beneath the main photo hit me like a physical blow. "He won't even notice we're gone." LOL. The responses from my daughter and wife were equally painful. Laughing emojis. No mention of my birthday. Jessica had captioned the album, "Spontaneous Family Getaway." Just what we all needed. The photos showed extensive planning. Coordinated swimwear. Resort wristbands. This was no last-minute trip. Later posts revealed they had been planning this for weeks, possibly months. I slumped onto our couch, the champagne bottle still clutched in my hand as the full weight of the betrayal crushed down on me. My 50th birthday. Alone, in an empty house. While my family celebrated without me, actively joking about my absence. I felt physically ill. The room seemed to spin around me, as my breath came in short, painful gasps. Half a century of life, and I had never felt so utterly, completely alone. The silence of our 5-bedroom house pressed in around me as I sat in the darkness, the only light coming from my phone screen as I scrolled through more vacation photos. The initial shock was evolving into something physical. A tight band across my chest, a hollow pit in my stomach. I thought about all the business trips I had canceled over the years to be present for family events. The promotion I turned down 5 years ago, because it would have required extensive travel, taking me away from Tyler's middle school graduation and Maddie's sweet 16. My mind flashed to the financial sacrifices. The retirement fund I had dipped into to ensure Maddie could attend her dream college without crushing student debt. The overtime projects I took on to pay for Tyler's elite baseball training camp, Jessica's dream kitchen renovation, the family vacations to Disney World. 3 years running. I pulled up our shared family calendar on my phone. There it was, blocked out in cheery yellow beach trip, spanning 5 days, deliberately placed over my birthday. This had been on the calendar for at least 2 months. I had checked this calendar just last week to schedule a doctor's appointment. Had I been so preoccupied that I missed something so obvious? Or had it been added after I had checked? A quick search through our shared email account revealed reservation confirmations dating back 8 weeks. Flight bookings, resort reservations, even dinner reservations for specific restaurants at the resort. All meticulously planned with every family member included, except me. I uncorked the champagne I had bought for our celebration and drank straight from the bottle the expensive bubbles wasted on my numb palate. My mind kept returning to last winter when I had worked through pneumonia to finish a major project. The bonus from that project had paid for Jessica's kitchen remodel. the one she had been dreaming about for years. My phone kept buzzing with notifications. Mutual friends commenting on the family photos, some even tagging me. Archie, the beach looks amazing. So jealous. Did they not realize I was not there? Was I so often absent from family events that no one noticed the missing husband and father? In the photos, I found myself lying to save face, responding with casual comments like, "They are having a blast. Wish I could have joined. But duty calls." The alternative, admitting I had been deliberately excluded from a family vacation scheduled over my milestone birthday, was too humiliating to bear. Tyler posted more photos as the evening progressed. One caption particularly stung: "Freedom vacation with the people who actually know how to have fun." Each new post was like salt in an open wound. That first night I did not sleep. I cycled through emotions like a man possessed. Rage that made me want to throw my phone against the wall. Grief that brought unexpected tears. Disbelief that had me checking the calendar, repeatedly hoping I had somehow misunderstood. The morning after my birthday, I called in sick to work, something I had not done for purely personal reasons in over 3 years. My boss sounded concerned. "Everything okay, Archie? You never miss work." "Just a stomach bug," I lied, unable to admit the pathetic truth. Throughout the day, friends who had seen the social media post began checking in. "Surprised you are not with the family. Everything okay?" Each message required another face. Saving lie. Another small humiliation. Jessica's first message came around noon. On the day after my birthday, a casual text, as if nothing was unusual. "Hope work is not too crazy. The resort is amazing. Wish you were a beach person. Miss you." I stared at those words for a long time. Wish you were a beach person. Was that the justification they had all agreed upon? I loved the beach. We had spent our honeymoon at a beach resort in Maui. I was the one who taught both kids to swim in the ocean. More family photos appeared throughout the day. My father-in-law Robert posted one with the comment, "Nothing better than quality family time." The irony was apparently lost on all of them. The second night alone, I drafted countless angry messages, blistering paragraphs, detailing every sacrifice, every missed opportunity, every moment I had put them before myself. I wrote them, read them, then deleted them all unsent. Something told me to wait, to watch, to learn more before responding. My mind kept returning to a day 3 years ago, when I had missed a crucial client meeting to attend Tyler's baseball game. The client had been furious. My boss had been disappointed. The account had almost been lost. And Tyler had barely acknowledged my presence, too busy with his teammates, after their thoroughly average performance. Jessica had asked why I looked so stressed. "It is just work, Archie. Family comes first." Right. I began mentally reviewing past birthday celebrations. My 40th had been a small dinner at home. Jessica explaining that a bigger party was not really your style anyway. Maddie's 16th birthday that same year had been a lavish affair with 50 guests. For my 45th, the family had given me a grilling apron and Home Depot gift card before going to see a movie I had expressed no interest in. That same month, we had spent $4,000 on Tyler's gaming computer setup. By the third day, I had stopped checking social media entirely. The photos hurt too much. But I kept my WhatsApp open, watching for any sign that someone had noticed my complete silence. No one had. Alone in our house for the third consecutive day, I began a deeper assessment of my marriage and family dynamics. This trip was not an isolated incident, but the culmination of a pattern I had been too busy providing to notice. I had mistaken financial provision for family contribution, and in doing so, had allowed myself to become an afterthought in their lives. On the evening of the third day, the first message showing genuine concern finally appeared from Jessica. "Archie, you have not responded to any of my messages. Is everything okay? For the first time in our marriage, I made a deliberate choice not to immediately respond to her. This small act of boundary setting felt foreign, but necessary. I watched as my silence created the first ripple of unease in their perfect vacation. Within an hour, the messages began to multiply. What had started as mild curiosity was evolving into something more urgent with each unanswered text. Over the next 12 hours, my WhatsApp steadily filled with messages, eventually reaching a total of 47 increasingly frantic communications from my family members. Jessica's messages started casual enough. Guessing you are caught up with work again. Text when you can. After 3 hours of silence, her tone shifted to irritation. You could at least acknowledge our messages, Archie. We are trying to include you, even from here. Tyler maintained his joking tone initially. Dad's probably glad to have the house to himself, lol. But after several more hours even, he seemed uncertain, Dad. You there? Maddie was the first to express genuine concern. Dad, are you okay? It is not like you not to answer Mom's texts. Please just send a thumbs up or something so we know you are all right. By the 18-hour mark of my silence, Jessica's messages had transformed completely. Archie, I am getting really worried. This is not funny. Please answer me now. The in-laws joined the family group chat, adding their own anxious inquiries. Jessica says she cannot reach you. Is everything all right, Archie? Should we be worried? 22 hours and the threats began. If you do not respond in the next hour, I am calling the neighbors to check on you. This is not like you. Tyler's tone had completely changed. Dad, I am sorry if you saw what I wrote. I was just being stupid. Please answer. The most revealing message came from Jessica around the 24-hour mark, Archie. If this is about the trip, it was supposed to be a joke, because you are always working. We were going to surprise you with a big party when we got back. Please, just let us know you are okay. Maddie sent a tearful voice message that was difficult to listen to. Daddy, please answer. We are really scared. I do not care about the stupid vacation. I just want to know you are okay. After 30 hours of my silence, Jessica sent the message I had been waiting for. We are cutting the trip short. I have booked emergency flights home. We leave in 3 hours. While tracking their panic journey home through their messages, I methodically cleaned our house, removing any evidence of my 3 solitary days. I did laundry, washed dishes, and prepared the guest bedroom where I would be sleeping for the foreseeable future. More importantly, I created a folder containing physical evidence of my presence in family life. Receipts for family expenses I had covered. Printouts of emails showing vacation days I had taken for family events. Photos of me at school functions and sporting events, contradicting the narrative that I was perpetually absent. I also printed screenshots of the dismissive comments they had made about me online. Tyler's "he won't notice. We're gone" post. Jessica's replies to friends who asked about me. Archie is Archie, always working. My in-laws' comments about finally having real family time. Through my methodical investigation of our shared accounts, I discovered more painful evidence. A private chat between Jessica, my in-laws, and the kids revealed a pattern of them mocking my work commitment. Classic Archie, missing dinner again. Jessica had written just 2 weeks earlier, despite the fact that I had made it home for dinner every night that week. As I prepared for their return, I realized this was not about revenge or punishment. This was about reestablishing respect as a fundamental part of our relationship. I sat down and wrote a calm, measured list of my feelings and the boundaries I would need moving forward. I called Paul, a therapist friend from college, seeking perspective before the confrontation. "You are not asking for anything unreasonable, Archie," he assured me. "Basic respect should be the foundation of any relationship, especially a marriage. Stand your ground, but from a place of strength, not anger." I spent the hours before their arrival in emotional preparation. Anger would not serve me here. Only calm strength would achieve what I needed. I practiced what I would say, focusing on I statements rather than accusations. The final flurry of messages before their flight showed pure panic and remorse. Landing in 2 hours. Please be there when we get home. We are so sorry, Archie. Dad, please forgive us. I positioned myself in our living room, the folder of evidence on the coffee table beside me. I did not turn on music or television. I simply sat centered and prepared as I heard their car pull hurriedly into the driveway, 3 days after they had left me alone on my 50th birthday. The front door burst open with such force that the coat rack wobbled precariously. Jessica entered first, her beach tan, contrasting with her pale, panicked face. The children tumbled in behind her suitcases, abandoned on the porch. My in-laws brought up the rear, looking uncomfortable and out of place. Archie, Jessica cried, rushing toward me. Thank God you are okay. I remained seated as they surrounded me, their relief palpable. Jessica tried to embrace me, but I subtly shifted away, maintaining the physical boundary I had established in my mind. We were so worried, she continued, not yet registering my reserved response. Why did not you answer any of our messages? We came back as soon as we realized something was wrong. My father-in-law added, as if deserving praise for this basic decency. Are you sick? Maddie asked, her eyes scanning me for signs of illness. Tyler hung back, his gaze fixed on the floor, unable to meet my eyes. Jessica's expression shifted as she began to process my composed demeanor. Archie, say something. I am glad you all enjoyed your beach vacation, I said evenly. You must be tired from the travel. Why do not you get settled? And we can have a family meeting in 1 hour. The formal terminology family meeting landed precisely as intended. Jessica's eyes widened slightly. The children exchanged nervous glances. Archie, about the trip, Jessica began hurriedly. It was supposed to be a reverse psychology thing. We were planning a surprise party for when we got back, we thought. I raised my hand slightly, stopping her mid-sentence. 1 hour. Living room. Please make sure everyone is present. As they reluctantly dispersed to unpack, I remained in the living room, maintaining my position of calm control. I could hear their whispered conversations from different parts of the house, the nervous speculation about what would happen next. Precisely 1 hour later, they reassembled in the living room. Jessica had changed into my favorite dress of hers, an obvious attempt to soften my mood. The in-laws had clearly been crying. Tyler still could not look at me directly. Thank you all for being punctual. I began opening the folder beside me. I want to discuss what happened over the past few days and, more importantly, what it reveals about our family dynamics. I methodically presented the evidence I had gathered. The social media posts, the private chats, the long history of minimized birthdays contrasted with extravagant celebrations for others, the dismissive comments, the deliberate planning of a vacation during my milestone birthday. You made a conscious choice to exclude me from a family vacation scheduled over my 50th birthday. I stated, my voice steady. Then you publicly mocked my absence, assuming I would be too preoccupied to notice or too accustomed to disrespect to object. The family's reactions evolved as I spoke. Initial defensiveness, with Jessica attempting to justify their actions as a joke, and my in-laws suggesting I was overreacting. But as I continued presenting concrete evidence of the pattern, their expressions shifted to genuine shame. Tyler finally broke his silence, his voice cracking. My friends always talk about how their dads are never around, so I just started saying the same things about you. I thought it made me sound cool, but it is not even true. You come to more of my games than most of the other dads. Jessica's carefully applied makeup began to streak with tears. I do not know when we started taking you for granted, Archie. It just became a habit to assume you would understand that your feelings somehow mattered less because you were the provider. I laid out my non-negotiable expectations moving forward: family counseling, a zero-tolerance policy for disrespectful comments, whether in person or online, and acknowledgement of my contributions beyond the financial. I have given everything to this family. I said, my composure finally cracking slightly. My time, my health, my ambitions. I deserved better than to be abandoned and mocked on my 50th birthday. In the immediate aftermath of our conversation, the household existed in an uncomfortable limbo. I moved my things into the guest bedroom. Meals were taken in awkward silence. The in-laws made excuses to return home earlier than planned. But gradually, tentatively, healing began. Individual conversations with each family member allowed for more personal reconciliation. Tyler approached me in my home office a week later, asking if we could shoot baskets like we used to. During our game, he opened up about the peer pressure he felt to present his family in certain ways online. I wanted to seem independent, like I did not need my parents, he admitted. But when I thought you might actually be gone, I realized how stupid all that was. Maddie sought me out next, bringing coffee to the guest room one morning. I just followed everyone else's lead, she confessed. I never stopped to think about how it would feel if someone did that to me. College has been teaching me to think critically about everything except how I treat my own father. The most significant conversation came with Jessica after 3 weeks of polite distance. I convinced myself that because you are strong, you do not need the validation the rest of us do, she said, tears flowing freely. I took your love for granted because it was the most reliable thing in my life. Please give me the chance to be the wife you deserve. Over the following months, visible changes emerged in our family dynamics. Tyler started openly acknowledging my presence at his games on social media. Maddie began calling more regularly from college, asking my advice on matters beyond just financial support. Jessica and I began marriage counseling, where 6 months of difficult but necessary conversations led to a breakthrough understanding of how we had both contributed to the imbalance in our relationship. I acknowledged my emotional distance during years of career focus. She recognized how she had built a family culture that minimized my contributions. By the 1-year mark after my 50th birthday, Jessica suggested a vow renewal ceremony. Not a grand public event, but an intimate recommitment with just the 4 of us present. Tyler and Maddie stood as our witnesses as we pledged to move forward with renewed respect and appreciation. The deeper life lesson I took from this painful chapter was simple but profound. Self-respect must precede others' respect. By allowing the gradual erosion of my position within my own family, I had unwittingly contributed to a culture that took my presence for granted. The moment I stood firmly in my own worth, establishing boundaries and demanding basic respect, the entire family dynamic shifted. Healing was neither quick nor easy, but it was profound and lasting. What began as the worst birthday of my life ultimately gave me the greatest gift, a family that truly sees me, not just for what I provide, but for who I am. Have you ever had to remind loved ones of your worth? Comment below and share this with someone who needs to hear that respecting yourself is not selfish, it is necessary. Do not forget to subscribe for more real-life stories about finding strength in difficult moments. Thank you for being here. Sometimes the family we choose is the one that truly sees us.